Hey, hello friend, happy Monday. Thank you for joining me for another video blog. And I decided to make a video outside today because it is so beautiful out. So I hope you started your Monday with either a walk or doing some breathing exercises, embracing the sunshine today. So I was thinking about what to share with you today, and I was thinking about my Easter yesterday, and I hope you had a great time. If you were with your family, friends, your pets, by yourself, I hope you had a great time. But let's say that Easter usually is a holiday that we spend with family. We have a gathering. And as I was thinking what an amazing gathering I had with friends yesterday, enjoying the sun, the abundant food, and the drinks. As we sat at the table, after dinner, I'm pretty sure there's a common conversation or common conversations going on among any gathering right now, which is or global situation or American situation, right? Political crisis, different political views, health crisis, different views on treatments and approaches around COVID. We all know that we can be in a group of people and have opposing ideas on the table. And I'm lucky that we are in a group that even though we had some opposing ideas, we just had a great time together. Some people decided to leave the table, while some of us stay and talk about certain things. So it was a peaceful, joyful, and loving holiday. Unfortunately, it's not what is happening all across. I get this question a lot from my audience, from my students when I do any class, which is, how do I deal with people in my own family or close friends who have very different views, and we get into arguments, disagreements, and it's creating separation, right? We need to be very careful with this, because think about what a lot of us have been fighting against for a long time. Racism, separation, just prejudice in general. And all of a sudden, if we're not conscious, if we're not aware, we start creating that among ourselves or groups. We start getting contaminated with this very toxic virus called fear. So I want to share here with you 3 strategies that can really help you. Three tips for you of how to handle families, friends, when you have very different points of view. And I'm going to share this with, assuming that you want reconciliation, that you want connection, that you want to feel close to those who you love, that you don't want this pandemic or any political issue, forgive me for the noise outside, we don't want any political or COVID issue to be in between relationships. So let me share 3 concepts with you that might really help you. First of all, you have to make a commitment with yourself, to yourself, that you're going to move towards love and not fear. Because if you move towards fear, you're going to join the collective consciousness that stays in that low vibration, that dense, heavy vibration of fear, where a lot of anger, a lot of disagreement, a lot of rage, a lot of separation comes from that. So you need to first rise your consciousness to a place of love and choose love. And love doesn't separate. What separates is the ego. A lot of those beliefs that we carry, that we defend so hard, comes from our ego. And our ego is the one that fears when somebody threatens the belief that we hold. So you need to first rise your consciousness and choose love and not fear. Choose to act from your high power, not from the ego, which is a small self. So you go to your higher self. So that has to happen first. And then the 3 concepts I want you to think about. first one that when you go into any gatherings is to choose a value of respect. Respect other people's model of the world. This is something I learned through my NLP studies. It has been one of the best concepts I learned in a long time. Respect people's model of the world. We all have glasses, or it's like we have glasses, and everybody's going to perceive the world according to what they wear, to their beliefs, their perception, through their programs, right? So if you wear clear lenses, you're gonna see the world very clear. If I put blue lenses, I'm gonna see the world as it's blue, and I'm gonna defend, I'm gonna say the world is blue. And it's not, it's my truth, not the truth, right? So respect people's model of the world. So you choose to enter gathering, making a choice, the power of choice, I love it. Or free will, right? It's a power of choice. Choose respect people's model of the world. You don't need to participate. You don't need to enter the conversation. You have the option to get up the table, just like some people want yesterday in gathering, not because they're offended, they just like, I don't want to be part of this conversation. And then got up and went to enjoy the sunshine outside with the dogs and the kids. Respectfully. So that's the first concept. Second concept, you need to choose compassion. Compassion is the language of love. Compassion is that portal to love. Compassion is like the verb love. It's an action of love. So compassion will show up like this. If some people are feeling very heated in your circle and they are expressing a lot, and you know, because you're choosing love, you'll be able to recognize when people are in a state of fear. You know they're in fear. So at that moment, again, you choose not to participate into that fearful conversation, that fearful energy, and you simply hold a space of love for them. And you can tell yourself in silence, wow, that person, it's standing in a place of a lot of fear. I'm gonna just sit here and hold a space of love. I'm just gonna energetically send love across the table, across the room to this person. And again, you don't need to participate. You can stay quiet, just sitting, holding a space, or you can get up and leave and go do something. So that's the second, compassion. Third one, it's a choice of connection. Every interaction, every word that you say is going to create either connection or separation. You choose, you're conscious, you're aware. So find a common ground with that person. Find a common ground. Like I have an amazing friend that I consider a sister. And we both know that we have opposing views about what has been going on with the pandemic. And yet we're able to sit down, enjoy a few glasses of wine, and find a common ground. We both want peace. We both want health. We both want to love. So we found common ground, a place that we can connect, and we stay in that place of connection. We don't discuss or the beliefs that we totally disagree. What's the point? So those are the three, what I call concepts, more than strategies. They're values that you choose. And of course, I'm not here to impose my values on you. And if you want to create connection, not let this global events to separate the ones you love from you. Choose respecting their model of the world. Choose compassion, hold a space of love, knowing when they are in a space of fear. And 3, connection. Choose connections versus separation. Because this is the thing. The more somebody displays, defends their belief, and they're charged with anger, they charge with entitlement sometimes, they charge with rage, that is a clue that's telling you that that person is in fear. I know because I've been that person in rage, in anger, and all we're doing, we defend ourselves so hard because at the end, our ego is afraid that your choice threatens me. The ego always wants to protect survival. And the ego senses that if you have a different point of view, and if you say something that might threat my belief, my right of freedom, the right over my body, that's when I have a choice to either recognize my own fear and do my work, which I do a lot. This morning I was in fear. I made the mistake to scroll on Facebook and I saw some disturbing comments there about people not even want to gather with friends if they don't get a vaccination. That was very disturbing to me. So I went into fear, and I make a point to not enter a conversation if I'm in that place of fear. So when fear shows in your body, you have the personal responsibility, the choice to go handle within yourself. Instead of bring that, if you bring that fear into a conversation in a group, it's going to be displaying a form of anger, superiority, entitlement, and it's all because you're afraid that other people's choices are going to harm you. That's what we all do, and it can be legit, you know? And at the same time, I have no control. That's like this morning, I sat in meditation for a whole hour because I went to a place of fear, and now it's gone. So my next video, I might teach you some strategies of how to deal with fear when it's sitting in your body. In fact, I'm gonna share that video with you maybe later today, so you can watch that anytime it's convenient for you. So that's what I wanna share with you, some concepts of how to not let the global situations, the global events, to separate, to disconnect you from the source, to disconnect you from love. Because if that happens, if we let that happen, we're not being part of the solution, we become part of the problem. So we need to rise our consciousness, rise our vibration, and always choose love versus fear. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you very soon. Mwah.